Thank you, everyone. We are really pressed with the time now. Mr. Jain already told me 4:30 he has to leave because his flight is at 6:30, I think. Without any big introduction, they themselves will introduce later. From morning till now, we are hearing all these stalwarts talking about innovation, sustainability, technologies, all this. So keeping all these in mind, these three stalwarts will answer us on specific questions. In fact, I have prepared some interesting questions too, but it may take more than an hour to complete. So I don't think we can do all these today. The issue is just like what all these people said from morning, this limited fossil resources and carbon emissions and stringent environmental conditions. It has become an essential part of every industry to talk about sustainability. And it's a part of strategy of every company. So depending on the use of resources, the print and packaging industries are already using manufacturing procedures that save energy, resources, and everything today. You will also witness the same thing in Drupa. Drupa focus would be more into this, whether you like it or not. And morning, all these experts, they were talking about cost part also. Without cost, what sustainability in India? But we may have to address it in the coming time. And the digitalization is changing all the analog processes irrespective of printing, all kinds of industries. Introduction of artificial intelligence and taking more and more tasks, getting into Industry 4.0 and moving to Industry 5.0 now. Drupa also you will see all technology drivers, like all the big giants will address all these things. And you will see topics like circular economy, automation, print finishing 4.0 or AI, platform economy, circular economy, all these things we will witness now. So with that background, let me ask a couple of questions to these gentlemen here. So before we get into the discussion forum open, if you can just introduce yourself, that would be very fine.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm T.P. Jain, Managing Director of Monotech Systems Limited. We are into manufacturing and distribution of digital and 3D printing equipment.
Hello everyone, my name is Awtar Singh and I'm the product manager in Komori, India. Basically my background is I'm a mechanical engineer and had a long association in service and now in product management with Komori.
Hello, this is Sreerang Joshi. I'm working with Technova for past 27 years and morning we heard that manpower and people have not been staying. So I'm one amongst that rare commodity who stayed with one organization and one industry. I came from automobile to printing after 3 years being in automobile and 27 years I'm with Technova. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joshi. So Mr. Jain, I just want to ask you, because I took a small feedback from the whole public and what they would like to know from all of you. So one major trend which can drive growth in printing and packaging industry in the years to come, can you just mention something?
Sure. First, I would like to say that our first session today, was very thought-provoking with a lot of insights from the young leaders, Arvind, Sahil, and Anuj. And I'll pick up from there because you try to look into future and one thing which I really say what Anuj said, premiumization and the inverting the pyramid, that's where the premium market, will have a major role or major, share in the future markets. And that is where I think the print enhancement is going to play a central role, in addressing that emerging market. Of course, all of us know because this is something which is around for quite some time. We all know that, yes, pre-press has become digital. press is becoming digital, but post-press has been an area, which has been a difficult area to become digital. And for the first time, Scotix has pioneered that concept, and things have come a long way now. Now we have, print enhancement presses, which are in B1 size. You have very intricate, spatial, high-definition print enhancement happening through these presses. The speed limitation is also going. And not only, addressing the printing and packaging market, there are label enhancement presses for, digital label enhancement presses. There are, enhancement presses at the entry level, which can help even a digital printer or a photo printer, to do that special effect on the print. So this is the subject which is going to drive future growth in the industry, in my opinion. And not only this, see, even in the printing engines, digital printing engines, so to say, you are having the features, where you can give special effect to the print. You have capabilities to print white, you can have capabilities to print special colors in the printing process. So this is going to become, as premiumization is going to happen, and that market will definitely need something different to be given, to the customer. And so this will become a central theme, for growth, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jain. Morning, actually, when I was discussing with Ramu, we both were telling, it is time for us to wind up after listening to these youngsters. That's the way. It's better to sit there and listen. But because of the grayness, we got the opportunity to come and do all these things. Anyway, let me come to Awtar Singh. You are a Komorian, so you know about this industry very well now. The audience here would love to know, how the tier 2 cities and tier 3 cities, how it is functioning now. What is the position of machines? How you sell it, and what are the markets which are really developing?
Well, during the COVID, we were also very worried, Suddenly it was on everyone. But then we started tapping that this is an opportunity for the pharma industries. We started contacting our printers who were doing pharma packaging and all that. And believe me, we got very good success in that at that time. And regarding your second question about the 2 tier, 3 tier, this year we are very happy to announce that we have sold almost 80 machines till now. And still the financial year is not closed.
80.
80. And we are not talking about unit, we are talking about machines. And we have a target of installing at least 50 machines this year. Still 1 month is there, and we have almost completed 41 machines. And in our process, machine sale is like installing the machine, having the trial, and taking the handover from the customer. It is not just that the sale is happened 10% or the money is transferred, nothing like that. We count it only after the handover we have received from the customer. That is our sale. So already 41 we have done, 9 to go, and some machines are in transit, some are in installation, and we are sure that we will complete. This is a dream figure for us, and we all are geared up to complete that.
And which cities in India are showing the growth?
You told me I have a list. In the north, Gorakhpur, Agra, Hathras, Kanpur, Lucknow, Ludhiana, Meerut, Jammu, 3 machines. Can you imagine? Jammu, 3 machines, packaging machine, 7-color quota coming. Then we have in Kakinada, we have in Salem, Gadak, Mangalore, Coimbatore, Shillong, Guwahati, Kolhapur, Aurangabad, Ranjangaon, near Pune. And this is just the offhand what we discussed. I noted it down.
So Article 370 worked out very well.
Hope so.
I think so.
Thank you.
Anyway, wonderful to listen. I'm sure this will give an impetus to the whole printing community here. Very nice to know all this. And my friends from this future schools, when I was just discussing, Pradeep is just back from some training in Germany. So he did a training with the TechOn. So I just asked him what is the trend happening there. So he was telling me TechOn has no time to give independent machines to any customers now. They are producing only for Komori and KBA. That much orders they have. So I think it's not the other way what we think. Print is really flourishing and growing. It is a very good trend.
I'd like to add in this. Thank you for reminding. In our packaging machines, what you said about the take on, we have a measuring system which measure the ink density and LAB definitely. And also the automatic register. Believe me, 90% of the packaging machine have this feature. I will say 95% of the packaging. Unless the customer says, no, I don't need it. We are pushing it and 99% of our customers are taking. Maybe 1 or 2 customers said, no, I don't need, because he cannot give the 10 millimeter extra paper on the, because that we need a 10 millimeter extra paper for the color bar. Otherwise, it is a very great success and really very helpful for the printer.
Fine, now let me come to Sreerang. How will your customer behavior is going to, drive the future of print? Because you meet every nook and corner of India, especially in printing, because of Technova, they have accessibility to everywhere. So what is the trend now? How the customer behavior is going to drive it?
Like for us, customer is a printer, but we are talking about a customer is an end user, right?
Yeah.
So when we relate, it is changing. Like the country is going through a change. First of all, before we answer this, we need to look at how country will be. And there is no second thought in anyone's mind that next 10 years. It is not a political comment on any forum. But the way things have been progressing, last 10 years things have progressed, and now next 10 years also are likely to be perhaps the best years. Overall industrial growth and economic growth of a country. And any industry, printing won't be an substitution or an exception to that. Printing will grow hand in hand. Now, which form of printing, that would be debatable. But when it comes to customer behavior, it is changing because the change in demography, the change in age group, the change in preferences of everyone. So if as a printer or as a Technova, what we need to do with print and printer with the customer, like we cannot say, if a customer has got a family, father and son, both of them are there, so I'll focus only on the needs of father. And I'll ignore son. No, you won't remain for a long time. And if only pamper son, your existing business is in danger. So you need to understand the needs of both of them and integrate that and give a solution which will either two solutions which will appeal each one of them, or an integrated solution which will appeal both of them, and you can have a longer sustainability on that front.
Wonderful. Anyway, India has to get into a 5 trillion economy in the coming time. And my old colleague, Gunter Kepler, used to say, in a developing country, if the growth of the economy is something like 5%, then the print industry will grow 10%. So here it is projected around 7.2% in 24 Indian GDP. So I believe overall there could be 14% growth in the whole print and packaging industry. So it's wonderful. Now, Mr. Jain, no time, I know. What are the growth opportunities in digital print enhancement?
See, we address the entire gamut of digital print enhancement, like starting from Codex at the top end, then we have our own solution, Pixel Glow, which addresses the bottom of the pyramid. We also have DSpark, which is a label enhancement solution. And we are seeing good growth in terms of the volumes which are happening in terms of print enhancement. And one key question, which always comes, because it's an investment, and sometimes the investment is large, about the ROI, how does one get ROI on this investment? And if we look at, particularly the packaging segment, which has been a very challenging segment for us so far, and the people, when they calculate the cost of enhancement, giving those special effects to the print versus the cost of the printing or cost of the box versus the cost of enhancement, which the enhancement sometimes is about 3 to 4 times, and it becomes, sort of a challenging task, for the printer. See, our logic to them is, what value the brand can add, by having this special effect, by having premiumization. And if that logic is used, it makes good sense for the print service provider, because the end customer, he gets the additional value, and a part of which he can part with the print, a print service provider. And that is what understanding is, going into the minds of the people and, making them more confident about, adopting digital print enhancement.
Thank you. Mr. Awtar, when I was in Heidelberg, we do a lot of studies. So what we found is in India, when one brand new machine, one unit comes, almost 7 second-hand unit comes. 1:7 was the ratio. Because India is so famous for second-hand pre-owned machines. So what is the current situation of that and how you look at that?
Well, India was always the favorite of second-hand machines all over the world. And in fact, when I used to travel to Germany or Japan, the dealer used to say, oh, if you don't take the machine, we will not be able to sell the new machines there. But the trend is changing. Believe me, after the COVID, and again what we had discussion in the daytime, the young generations are coming, and believe me, the young generation don't have patience like what we used to have. They want everything with the press of a button. So in the used machine, the biggest challenge is the reliability. Let's say you have to be very lucky to get a very good machine. Otherwise, you land up with some wrong machine and you're struggling throughout, with that. The second thing is after COVID, even in the mature market, the people, the printers are using the machine much longer now. They're not selling the machine after 8 years or something like that. So the availability of good quality machine is definitely a challenge, and which we see that is a very downtrend trend. And again, the skill of the new machine, what can come, there is not good skill available to install the machine, to maintain the machine, because these are not simple nut and bolt machine like old machine. Now this totally electronics are there, software are there are many things are there. Even let's say there are a couple of key disks and all that to change the parameter of the machine, which a freelancer don't have.
So the ratio is going down now.
Definitely down, and especially the Japanese Komori, we do give a value product. So I think we have changed the trend, and we are very, very, in fact, we have sold many machines to customers who wanted to buy second-hand machines. Let's say we have a very value for money model called Enthron. So this is, it is a no-nonsense product, and once we go to the customer, he will never buy the used machine, because it's really very value for money product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Sreerang, I just want to ask you, where actually India stands better than the rest of the world? What resources we have better than others? And
First and foremost, Google it and see on, everyone has been doing that. But on any parameter, we stand ahead of the country, rest of the world, India. So that brings the different opportunities for us. And take an example. I don't know the factual data what it says, but Awtar can refer. If you look at the potential wise and the numbers which he referred, first of all, it's very motivating, because still our core business continues to be plates and chemical, and the more vehicle comes, we can feel more petrol and diesel. So, so that itself is an indication that there are immense opportunities, and we have a much better standing, and not only in terms of quantity but even in terms of quality. Our though it may, one can say that which sort of awards and anything, but the fire for quality which has been there, and in this room, like we are having this session at Cochin, and the kind of awards KMPA members have been bagging for past so many years, I don't think they will have a space to keep that in their premise, and they will have to have a separate common section to keep those awards. So that itself is an indicator. And when it comes to talent pool, like someone like Pradeep sir is sitting here, you have been there. So that guidance is available, which I believe is pretty much invaluable, and we have an opportunity to be ahead of rest of the world with this.
thank you so much. Mr. Jain, do you think this hybrid printing, India is matured for that, and is it relevant to talk about hybrid printing in India today?
Yes, say, all of us know that, say India is leading the world, in digital payments. And we can see a lot of, variable data printing happening all around. Now, one way to print variable data is to go completely digital, but may not be possible in all situations. And in that case, the hybrid printing comes into play, where the existing, the presses, one can put the, the inkjet printing bar or inkjet printing system, which makes the existing, analog printing systems variable, enable them to do variable data printing. So we already done many installations in India, like for lottery printing, security printing, for answer sheets. So I think it's very relevant, and people can really, take advantage of this technology till the time they switch over to completely digital printing.
Thank you. Mr. Awtar, all the latest machines, no, not just Komori alone, every printing machines are all high-tech today. You will see a lot of AI application, robotics and digital twin and I don't know what not, all this. So how your company is doing in this segment and what work is happening in Komori?
Yeah, well, you already said all the manufacturers are, taking the help of the new tools of AI and automation and all that. Definitely Komori is also doing its parts on that. And at Drupa, you will see our same, we are representing at the theme of connected automation, where you can see the smart factories, how it's working, the world smart factory. Let's say we have a AGV, humanless factory running for a book printing and all that. We will showcase two machines. One will be for the packaging and one will be for the commercial. And we have a software, of course in KP Connect, it is like joining all the other process seamlessly. Let's say you're joining the pre-press, press and the post-press, which will be showcasing live in the show in Drupa 2024. And other thing, the KP Connect, which is we are right now offering to the Indian printer before Drupa. KP Connect is a software which is like, I'll say a backbone to get the information and data. Now everything is saying IoT and all these things. So this is like information, it is collecting the information from the machine and it helps the printer to, let's say, what I'll just mention, it is giving you job progress data. In that, there are so many things. Let's say a salesman bring a job and it's put in the system. So he can have a look while he's traveling anywhere in his mobile or in his PC, what is the progress of the job right now. Not only that, the manager can see, is there any problem? They can see how much time. There is a calculation that this job should take, let's say 5,000 sheets should take X amount of job. And if that overlaps on that, so there are systems which will give you a blank, right, why it is not. Maybe they are waiting, they may be wasting time, maybe they have some problem. So all this will be notified on the run to the people who are in the system. Let's say 5 people can be get connected on that. Again, in that, the second one is the maintenance reports. In that, you will get all the report of the history report, whatever repair you did in the past or whatever it is going to come, that is there. Error history will come. Let's say the machine stopped for some reason. Let's say there was no grease in the system automation. So it will give a history of that. And not only that, it will give a feedback also to, you should not repeat it again.
Just like a health card in a
health card, yes. And again in that, you can have trend analysis. Again, I think the speaker was speaking about the OEE today. So it will give you a proper trend analysis that machine, how much the machine utilization you have done. What we say that, but I personally say that machine is like an aircraft. When it is flying, then only the owner is earning. When it is in the ground, it is not earning. Same way the make-ready time or whatever thing is there, that it gives, and what we have found in our, that the utilization of the machine is not more than 33% or 30%, which we are committed to improve. And this is what our aim. Again, in this, you can get knowledge section is there. Knowledge section means, let's say, we are all talking about shortage in skilled labor. In this, you click on the knowledge section, you get all the data. Let's say a new operator don't know how to change the blanket or how to do the roller setting. Everything is there, everything with instruction. There's a video, there are PDF files, everything is there. So it is like a self-learning tool. Maybe they can contact us, oh, I'm not able to open the, some damping roller or something. So you go click and we can guide him properly. So it's self-learning tool also in that. All this is coming and you can see in the Drupa live over there.
Wonderful. See, morning after listening, many of these people, even Anuj Press, all his customers can even track a job. He was telling there will be an update from that. Even our people are so smart to do themselves many things. And after listening all of you, I think, do you think the pre-press will vanish in the coming time, the way what it is today? Is it really needed? Because machines have become so smart, it can interact directly to the cloud and download the image and print it. And I think Arvind has taken the right decision. He do not have any activity in pre-press. I don't know. They're looking at the new machines. No, that's the trend. What is happening? How Technova will look into that?
Yeah. First of all, whatever happens, we have to, it's a jigsaw puzzle. We'll have to find our own fitment. Correct? So that's one way to look at it. Second thing, as far with pre-press, within that, if we break it up, now this is a Technova specific question, that's the reason I'm answering in that way. Like it's our core business still continues to be plates and chemical. And for plates and chemical, the more and more offset base is there. Even it moves to processless plates. So we are pretty much ready with that. So plates and chemical will continue to be there. And the projections which are till 2030, the topic of today, what we see. So we are seeing, yes, digital will grow, where digital footprint at global level at this point in time is 7%, which will possibly go to 25% by 2030. But offset, which is a core segment, in absolute terms will remain there at that level. Maybe a share would come down, but in absolute terms it will remain there. And then our focus would be on how do we increase our share in the given circumstances.
No, as of now, it is perfect because I was just going through the Drupa reports. So the percentage growth of sheet fed offset and digital is almost same, 29%. Correct. There is no difference, so it's fine. But my worry is what? No, like again, everybody is talking about sustainability. So the extraction of aluminium plates, will it continue the way what it is? So there could be a reusable cylinder which will download the image and print it as it is. And from another statistics, what I have gone through, I found the consumption of plates have gone down globally. So many factories are going down. So when you transform from this conventional to digital, no, what is the strategy Technova has taken?
Another thing, like whatever way it happens. But till the time it is there, we would be the last man standing kind of thing. That's one thing. And another, in these changing circumstances, even with digital, now we are pretty much in that space. We are associated with Konica Minolta. We have agency for HP Indigo for label printers and folding cartons. So we are in that space. And what we are doing, like all these things will be there and it will keep changing. Perhaps as we heard in earlier presentations by Ajayji, that it is very rapidly things have been changing. So by that time we see that change and we sense that it is changing, it is already disappearing and something else is coming. So it is that fast. So we will have to keep our agility is very important and being close to customers and understanding their needs. Like a different example I'm giving, not pertaining to products and all these segments, but what opportunity it gives is to us, like sustainability, green. Now these words have been used very oftenly by everyone in any forum, correct? But in reality, if we de-jargonize this and get to the basic level and talk about what exactly we are doing for that, correct? So what an assignment was been given to us, forget about your plates, chemical and digital, whatever businesses are there, but understand we were been locked in one room for 3 days, working days, and do a brainstorming and identify the pain points of industry which is beyond your product and services, correct? And that's where we identified pain points like at this juncture, safety, because printing press, take an example of any offset printing press or digital, we are sitting on a live bomb. You get inside the press, 20 different sort of solvents, huge paper stock and whatnot, and you will find that DI is there, or morning everything is happening, invariably, 5 out of 10 presses, correct? It is good. But at the same time, we are sitting on a live bomb, so creating an awareness. So we have created modules on safety, which has got nothing, it doesn't add to neither top line or bottom line, but this gives us an opportunity to get closer to customers. Second thing is energy consumption. Like in several states or everywhere, energy consumption is a huge contributing in a big way in your whole expenditure. So for there are plenty of printing presses where their annual energy consumption, value-wise, it is beyond 1 crore of rupee. So if we can deploy some resources and bring in energy audits and help them to reduce the outgoing by 6 to 8%, which would be a recurring saving for their lifetime, correct? Now these are the ways and means for us to get closer to customer and get sense, and that's where we can open. Otherwise, if we sit in front of customer to talk about plates, chemical, digital, and give our product presentations, they will say he has come to sell, that's all, correct? But when they realize that these people are here to understand our pain points and there is a co-creation sort of thing, That's where we understand and we prepare ourselves for our business and moving forward.
I agree with you, many things. Specifically, this running away from paper is not the solution to be sustainable. All other digital equipment which you use, which consume much more energy than everything. And people have that misconception, which we try to correct it on many platforms, like paper is the most sustainable thing, especially whether it is printed by digital machines or traditional machines. Paper is not such a substrate which you can go to a forest and cut a tree and manufacture. You have to plant it, you have to cultivate it. And all this from unutilized lands, they produce the pulp and paper, and that's the way it is consumed. So I think as a printer, whether you are digital, conventional, traditional, whatever it is, I think we should propagate more of usage of paper to be more sustainable. This is what my conclusion as a teacher. And let me now come to Mr. Jain. Like, you are more into the digital side, which I know. So when it comes to brand protection and anti-counterfeiting, can you really support some of your customers as a printer?
Sure. I think, this is a burning issue, like counterfeiting, as we know, most of the products, they face this challenge in the market. And I see a good opportunity, for printers to connect with the brand owners, to offer them a solution. Because, of course, the big brands, they have their own, hardware and software solutions. But there are many brands, upcoming brands, smaller brands, and they definitely need protection, from, the counterfeiting and, protecting their brand. So there are solutions, like the software solutions available. We do provide one of those solutions, we call it track and trace solution, where we generate non-clonable QR codes, which can, be generated for the primary packing, secondary packing, tertiary packing, and can be applied, on the product. The entire journey of the product, of course, it gets activated when the product leaves, the shop floor, and, the product, in different form of packing can be scanned at different locations as it reaches, including the end customer, he can scan the code and find out, whether the product is authentic. Besides, tracking the product journey, authenticity, one can create a good connect with the customer, reward and loyalty can also be instituted. So here's an opportunity where, not much of upfront cost, but the printers, by adopting this, they can solve this problem of the brands, particularly the brands in SME sector, who cannot invest that much, in sophisticated software. So it's a software in the cloud available, which can really help printers to explore a new business opportunity, and at the same time solving the problems of SME sector for anti-counterfeiting.
Thank you. Mr. Awtar Singh, now all those large size machines coming to India is almost stopped. So I didn't see much like earlier time. So what is that segment in which more machines are going and why?
Well, right now, if we say all segments are growing, even as I told you during the COVID, commercial was down, but right now commercial. Yeah, I'll come to that. So even, we are even selling, but in the packaging sector, what your specific question, the VLF size, what we say 44, 56, and beyond 40 inches. So that is not a big market for India, because for that we have to change the pre-press, press, and everything, post-press, and everything. What is stabilized is the size of 105 or what we say 40 inches, 28 by 40 inches. So we are selling definitely, a lot of machines are coming, but again, we introduced a size of 37 inches couple of years ago, and we are pushing that size a lot in India. It's not like that that we want to push it, because we did a survey, and in that survey we found that maybe 85% of something of the job are between 25-37 segment. So we say, why you want to buy a 40 inch? Let's say you are a printer and you already have a 40 inch. We have supplied, and you say, okay, I want one more. Why you want a 40 inch now? Because if you take a 37 inch, it is definitely cheaper than the 40 inches. The plate cost will be lesser, the power will be lesser, consumable will be lesser, and everything. And we found a very good success in that, and we have more than, I think, 15, 16, 6 color with UV and everything, full packaging machine running. And definitely we'd have an interactive section with the customer when he asks for a 40 inch. So I believe that is also growing with the 40 inches in India for us.
Now one specific question to Technova, because you are into all the segments. So this commercial, packaging, book printing, newspaper, how all these segments are growing in India now?
See, everyone sitting here is by and large aware about it, but our understanding, because our assessment yardstick is based on the plate size movement, because that itself is an ultimate yardstick for us. So when it comes to commercial, by and large, everyone has been saying commercial is going down, etc. But to be very honest with you, whatever has been portrayed, the situation has not been that bad. So it is pretty much there, but yes, it is not growing. If you compare with what is predominantly growing, like packaging is growing in leaps and bounds that no one need to say, that everyone has been experiencing. And what is happening in that whole bargain, since I have been based at Mumbai, so to give you an example of Mumbai, customers from low apparel who have been commercial printers for past 30 years and dependent on freelancers, and they kept 24/7, they were running. So when they felt the commercial jobs have not been coming, so let's get into packaging. And they are moving in outskirts of Mumbai, getting into packaging, but just by making some investments in post-press, so it doesn't become packaging printer by that way. But yes, so it is that movement has been there, and it's becoming difficult path for them. But if they understand, if they take right guidance, right support, then they will have a much better movement in that direction. But that growth is in leaps and bounds, and that is happening in all the segments. When it comes to book printing, our assessment, again based on plate sizes, what we see, there has been sudden jump in between. And when we experience that sudden jump, when we touch base with few customers, they got a huge quantum of jobs of exports. Now it's a question of whether they will be able to sustain that or not. But it has been there, and that's all. But and newspaper, yes, there's been a structural damage to some extent. And that's where our major component of quantum was coming. But that's an area which has been impacted, I must accept.
Okay, fine. So now we are pressed with the time. I'll not take much time. What I do is, instead of I ask any question to you, we'll just keep it open for the whole audience, and you can ask one questions to all these three gentlemen. Otherwise, anybody want to ask anything to these? Yeah, you can take this. No, you can come here.
Hello. The audience in the room is primarily about 70-30 digital offset. So yeah, but the future is possibly the way it was spoken by them. It would be low volumes, high quality. So digital might be really taking away the progress part of it. What I would wish to know is that will it become mandatory for all offset to go digital? This is to TPJ.
I can tell my personal opinion. I think you need to have a balance between two. There's no doubt about it. You just see Ajay Agarwal's presentation, 172-page book for 5 rupees. It's mind-boggling. You can't be cumbersome like what you were before. So you need to bring a balance between these two, offset and digital. Depends on what kind of job you are going to handle. What I feel, I don't know.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like it will complement, say, of course, over a period of time, digital, in my opinion, will take, take over the conventional ways of printing. But in the intervening period, yes, it complements, because there are many jobs where digital offers a better, a quicker solution as compared to offset. And it expands the opportunity for printers also, if they have this solution, they can address, say, again, the digital printing offers you a lot of things which possibly cannot be done by offset printing, and future lies there. The innovation is better handled on digital platforms rather than the conventional platforms. So that's where adopting it early, I think would be sort of an advantage for offset printers. which will make them ready for future?
I'm sure Joshi might be having a different opinion, but yeah.
No. See, I don't think different opinion. See, the question is whether you would like to take a proactive step or you want to adopt that when it is, you have no choice. Correct. So it makes sense. So, and not to worry, because even if one thinks about digital, we have solutions on digital.
They already have a HP experience center in Bombay. So they are already into that.
Even Komori is having a digital segment. We are coming with 2840 in digital and even 29 inches also. We are in printed electronic also. What Sahil told, we have a machine, Syria. In printed electronic we have in DPS already, then we have Shambon. So we are in diversifying in different, definitely the world is changing, so we also have to change with that.
And say, thinking from printer's point of view, the customer's printer having offset setup and not having digital feels, yes, if I have one, things will be easier for me. The ones who have got only digital, obviously they are progressing, they know that's a path forward, but at least had I having one offset, at least it would have been a complete setup. So have both.
Thank you, sir.
So I think we can wind up because it's already time. So പ്രിയപ്പെട്ടവരെ, ഇത് ഇത്ര സമയം എല്ലാവരെയും സശ്രദ്ധം ശ്രവിച്ച എല്ലാ അച്ചടി ബന്ധുക്കൾക്കും വളരെ നന്ദി പറയുന്നു. ഈ ഒരു ചോദ്യോത്തര പരിപാടിയിൽ നമ്മുടെ ഇവിടെ നിന്നുള്ള കേരളത്തിൽ നിന്നുള്ള എല്ലാ പ്രിൻറ്റേഴ്സും ശരിക്ക് കുറച്ച് ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവുമെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം ചെറിയൊരു ഹോംവർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ഈ ചോദ്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ തയ്യാറാക്കിയത്. നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ വന്ന് കേട്ട് പോകുന്ന ആളുകൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും അതിന് കിട്ടണം എന്നുള്ള ഉദ്ദേശത്തിൽ. അപ്പോൾ അതുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലുള്ള പല ചോദ്യങ്ങൾക്കും ഈ 3 അധികായന്മാർക്ക് ഉത്തരം നൽകാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്ന് ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഈ പ്രിൻ്റ് ആൻഡ് ബിയോണ്ടിൻ്റെ ഈ ഒരു പ്ലാറ്റ്ഫോം നമുക്ക് ആ പ്രിൻ്റ് ആൻഡ് ബിയോണ്ട് അതിൻ്റെ അപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് എങ്ങനെ പോകണം എന്നുള്ളതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ചിന്തിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ഇടമായി മാറി എന്നുള്ളത് വലിയൊരു സംഭവമാണ്. കഴിഞ്ഞ 10 വർഷം കൊണ്ടുള്ള ആ ട്രാൻസിഷൻ, പ്രത്യേകിച്ചും നമ്മൾ ഇത് തുടങ്ങുന്ന കാലം മുതൽ ഇന്ന് വരെ നോക്കുമ്പോൾ ആ ക്വാളിറ്റി ജേണിയിൽ കേരളം എത്രമാത്രം പ്രോഗ്രസ് ചെയ്തു എന്നുള്ളത് ഞാൻ വിറ്റ്നസ് ചെയ്ത ഒരാളാണ്, ഞാൻ ശരിക്കും കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള ഒരാളാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഏത് പ്രിൻ്റ് അവാർഡിന് പോയാലും, അത് ആൾ ഇന്ത്യ ഫെഡറേഷൻ ഓഫ് മാസ്റ്റർ പ്രിൻറ്റേഴ്സിൻ്റെ പ്രിൻ്റ് അവാർഡായാലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ്രിൻ്റ് വീക്കിൻ്റെ പ്രിൻ്റ് അവാർഡായാലും എന്ത് പരിപാടി, ഇപ്പോൾ ഇൻ്റർനാഷണൽ അവാർഡ്സിനും ഇപ്പോൾ ഇവിടുന്ന് നമുക്ക് യാതൊരു മടിയില്ലാണ്ട് കമ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ആ മാനസികാവസ്ഥയിൽ എത്തി എല്ലാവരും. അത് കമ്പീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണമുണ്ട് കേട്ടോ, നമ്മുടെ പ്രോഡക്ട്സൊക്കെ നല്ല ഔട്ട്സ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ആണ് പല സാധനങ്ങളും. അപ്പോൾ അത് തന്നെയാണ് ഈ ഒരു പരിപാടിയുടെ പർപ്പസും. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഒരു ഡിസ്കഷൻ ഫോറത്തിലും എനിക്കങ്ങനെ തോന്നുന്നു, നമുക്ക് അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഇവിടെ ഇരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും കുറച്ച് പോയിൻ്റെങ്കിലും കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവുമെന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്നു. ഈ ഒരു ചെറിയ വാക്ക് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഞാൻ കൺക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്യണം. താങ്കിങ് ഈച്ച് വൺ ഓഫ് ദം ആൻഡ് for giving this opportunity for all of us to be here together, all the KMPA team for bringing us here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.